Memorial Day, and yesterday I went to go see a unit with my baby daddy and my daughter. Actually, three units. And prior to that, I was so excited about a unit that I found on Facebook, and it ended up being a scam. Last Wednesday, we were supposed to go view the unit. He came at me like, "Oh, I can't go. I'm held up at work. You take a cab and go view the unit." And I'm like, because the person that was supposed to view the unit with me or show me the unit was a guy. So I'm like, I don't want to go with my daughter. I don't know this guy, da 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 da. Come with me so I can view the unit. So I was thrown off about that because, like I said, I was so excited. I seen some pictures. First of all, I submitted my interest. I saw some pictures. Some female, I'll take it like a secretary or something, forward me like the contact number of the landlord. And I was so excited. I'm like, okay, because, in my head, I'm like, okay, there's nothing weird about that because, I've worked for real estate before. So there's been plenty of people that inquire and were interested in the units and stuff like that. And I just provide their contact number to the broker I was working with, or have her contact them. So it was like, that's not really outside the box. You know, you would think that it's the owners or the landlords or the brokers putting up the ads and stuff, but no, sometimes it be the people that work under them. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I was so excited when she sent me the number. She says, contact this person. Um, that person will give you the details of the apartment, whatever the fuck. Okay, so I contact the person. I'm interested in, it was a two-bedroom in a house, and out here the rent is cheaper than in New York. So that is why I'm still in Baltimore. My baby daddy is thinking I'm so obsessed with him. I won't leave. I won't leave him alone. Blah 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 blah. And what he fails to realize is that before I even met him, I already set in my head that I was gonna move to Baltimore for many mental reasons, right? It just so happened that I thought he was the one. He acted like he was the one for me, and then I fell in love, or I fell into it, and I ended up getting pregnant. Um, and we pretty much is co-living with each other. Every day is an argument. Every other day is an argument. Every weekend is an argument. It's like whatever. But he's the type of person, because he's a Scorpio, he likes to argue. He likes to get me mad. It's nothing new. I've felt that way about Scorpios before. But I just never really like lived with a Scorpio in that manner. So at the same time, it works some days because it's like, you know what? What else would have happened today? And then sometimes I'm just really drained over it. Like I'm tired of it. Like I wish my day went different. And I don't know. I don't know. But I went to go view the unit, and I'm texting this person. Um, that same day, a security deposit was supposed to be deposited into the landlord's account so that he can register the house on my name, to my name, and the mailbox and all this extra stuff that he was saying that I fell for. And here comes my baby daddy. For a minute he was Captain Save-A-Ho because I was having issues with my account due to child support. Child support came back around and held my account um because of failure to pay, or failure to make payments and whatnot. Mind you, tax season was just around the corner. I didn't get my tax refunds because child support came around and took um my refund. And so I asked my baby daddy to do me the favor of depositing this money into this man's account, because that is what was so called required. We both have the same bank, me and my baby daddy. So if it was nothing, we assume that the bank will always be on our side, this and that, but clearly this time it's not like that. It's taking longer to get the money back. Now, mind you, I've been looking for apartments because of my baby daddy's brother. We cannot co-live with each other. He gets on my last fucking nerves. So I figure, I want to move. I don't even like me being here, um, and a whole bunch of stuff. So, he asked like, yeah, let's move. Let's be in our own space. This and that. And then the next minute, oh, he don't want to live with me. Oh, leave him alone. I need to move back with my mother. Da 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 da. And it's like, no. I'm not going back to New York. I have certain standards and certain requirements that are not being met there, so I cannot move to New York. Now, can court out of all people can probably make me move because of my sons. Like they get to say you need to come back, this and that, but I'm not moving back with my mother. Um, for many reasons that I just don't feel like saying right now because I think it's obvious in my videos from before. Um, he that same week, I think that same week that we were supposed to view the unit, he ended up borrowing money from my mom. And then the day of the viewing, he's like, I have the money. I'm just waiting on your mom's deposit. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, okay. Because the idea was going to be that on the day of the viewing, I was going to get my keys. I was going to sign a lease. I was going to get the house certificate. And the person was going to get the security deposit. And then the following day, my baby daddy was going to come up with the rent, the first month rent. And we was going to move that same day, the following day. But kind of find out it became a scam. When I get in front of the unit, there's an old guy there who happens to be the real owner. And so he's like, eventually it got so weird because the person I was talking to and texting ended up not showing up. And I had to come out my ride, well, the cab, and ask him, are you such and such? But I'm calling. I don't see this man picking up no phone, but I see him in front of the address. And I'm just like, what is going on? And so he's like, this is my house. I'm the owner, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I cannot believe this because I was so set in stone for it. Now, mind you, I have court this week. So a few weeks prior to, me being expected to show up in person to court, um, I had to send like an application for me to like, for them to waive the appearance being in person and have it switched to me appearing again in virtually because we were supposed to be moving this week and I wasn't sure if I was going to have the funds to travel to court. I have an infant who's about to be one, who's about to be a toddler. So maybe, once she starts walking and all of that, maybe it'll be easier for me to travel with her all the way to New York. I have yet to be in New York, and I got to deal with strollers, I got to deal with luggages and all of that. It's just not convenient for me right now. And with the idea that we were going to be moving the same week, it just was not. I don't really see it was going to be happening. So I already let the court know that I was going to be moving and that it would be falling under the same week or days prior to me going to court. I sent them my approval letter, so it can look like, this is really happening. So for it to come back and be like, oh, it's a scam, I'm looking like, well, is it court manipulated? Like, did someone send, like, did someone from the court send someone to be like, no, or is this for real? Like, and I feel like Facebook needs to monitor their marketplace a little better. Now, I thought it was a sub because I'm working on my store. I have, you know, all of this going on slowly but surely. And even my baby daddy's against it. Like he doesn't want me opening my store. He doesn't want none of that going on. He doesn't see any of it and he's not supposed to. Like I'm very aware of my surroundings and I'm very aware of what how people think and what's expected of me. But if I'm not giving you that, then obviously at that moment I'm not feeling it. So, him coming after me the way he does, like for example, that whole situation, um, even before we decided to move in together again, move from here and into a different unit, he's been kicking me out. I have videos from last year, um, still being pregnant, kicking me out. I tried to call the shelter in, try to get out his face, like he says, and it just, they don't see me fit for it because I'm not really going through domestic violence. So, with him being the person that initiated my move to the city, I feel like, why are you playing me now that I'm here? Why are you blowing minds now that I'm here? Why are you trying to embarrass me now that I'm here? So now you think because I left, you think it was easy leaving New York? It was not. So now that I'm here, you think it's going to be easy for me to leave with a child? You should have just left me alone. But now when it's like that, I feel like, damn, I should have been on birth control and all of that because my daughter don't have to go through this. But, he's wishy-washy. And 1 minute is this, 1 minute is that. From the money that my mother ended up lending, and it being a whole scam and stuff, I'm like, you need to send my mother's money back because now that you claim that the following day you was gonna have the rent money, get that and send it to my mother. Um, and so I just don't understand why he hasn't been doing that, why he hasn't done so. That was Wednesday, there's Thursday, there's Friday, there's Saturday. Banks open on Saturdays too. Yesterday was Sunday, today's Monday, today's a holiday. Banks probably open early, closed early, or opened on time and closed early. Either way, my mother should have had her money back. So now him and my mother were going back and forth. And my mother's like, you know what, give her a portion of the money. I know she needs some money. She broke, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool, ma, cool. And then it comes to, if we do move, since we did see a unit yesterday, thank God, he ended up finding a unit. He's like, I don't want you looking for a unit no more. Even so, I'm just still on Facebook trying to figure it out because I just don't believe everything on Facebook is fake. Now, now that I have the experience with the scammer, now I know what to look for. So anytime they say, there's an application fee, they might have to check your credit, criminal background, that's some bullshit. Now, if you go to an office, all they would you might have to pay for an application. Um, with you having like the bank resource as a resource or credit card company as a resource, there's no real reason why they need to do a criminal background check. Like that's just weird. Um, and little things like that. So I'm glad he had some units. There was one that had 3 bedrooms, a basement, a whole house, for the same amount that he was paying before. But I'm like, you had gaps in between that year. Just last year, I'm not trying to go through that. So anything less is going to be very, very uncomfortable because we saw a studio unit for me because I don't think if we can't co-live with each other, let me have the studio unit. Um, and then we saw another unit that was very convenient because it's like it had a 1 bedroom upstairs and then the other bedroom is literally downstairs under the 1 bedroom upstairs. And then it has like a whole kitchen and bathroom, living area, but no stove. Both stoves in the upstairs unit and in the basement unit is uh like an electric table or whatever. I'm not used to that. I'm used to a whole old fashioned stove and oven and whatnot. Um, anytime I'm feeling myself, he tries to ruin that person. So part of the reason why I thought that, moving with him and choosing him to be my partner and whatnot was a bright idea, a great idea, was because I thought he was gonna bring me out. Like I thought he was gonna bring the beautiful me out, the outgoing me out, all the good stuff that I was missing out. And he has failed to do so because now it's gotten to the point where he just wants to argue, he wants to poke, poke, poke. He wants to act like every little thing I do is not good enough. That's insecurity from his I'm not insecure. So, right now I could look bummy and I know I look bummy. You coming at me talking about I'm looking bummy, it's not gonna affect me because it's like Like it's obvious, and it's like, well, explain to me why I gotta up it, why I gotta do all that extra stuff. Why? Who are you? What are you offering? Why do I need to do this? Like, why do I need to do that? If I don't want to, I'm just not going to. And so when you coming at me and poking and poking and poking, trying to make me feel like I'm lesser than what I really am, you're not the person for me. You're not the person for me. And because now at that point, I can cut your ass, I can roast your ass all day. But then for what? If that's not where my mind needs to be at, that's not where my emotions need to be at, that's not what I need to be doing, that's not where my energy need to be going. Why? And so people like that, they use that kind of tactic to waste time, to mask something, to hide something. You know, I like my partner to be lovey dovey all day if you got to be lovey dovey. Because I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be upset. If I'm down, if I'm not feeling well, if I'm feeling lazy, if I'm feeling low on energy, I want someone to lift me up. I don't want someone trying to bring me down. No. And then I have a daughter to raise. Make my daughter feel beautiful. You know, I'm still breastfeeding. My daughter's eating food, solid foods now. She's damn near walking now. She's crawling. She's great in her development. I don't need no one trying to tear her down because my daughter listens. She has ears. She has great hearing. Eventually she is going to be talking, and I don't want her to grasp the negative out of our relationship. I want her to grasp the beautiful out of our relationship, and he knows all of this because I said all of this when I was fucking pregnant. So he feels like, oh, you don't do nothing. I'm raising your daughter 24/7. I'm the one taking care of her. She don't have no babysitter. I'm not leaving her around with my mother. My mother is 4, 6 hours away from me. Ain't nobody doing all of that. And you know this. Your daughter hasn't even met your mother. So what are you talking about? He's treating me like I'm some kind of uh gold digger or something. And then it's like, wait, no, you're the one kicking me out. You're the one saying, I'm gonna pay my daughter's rent. Okay, for how long? How long you think you're gonna do that? Because the whole reason why I was even apartment hunting was because I can't get along with your brother, her uncle. And if we can't co-live, I might as well move. I need to find a place and fast. And so now you're like, oh, I can pay her rent. I can pay your rent. I'm gonna do for my daughter. I'm not doing for you if I'm not your man. I'm just gonna be doing for my daughter. Da, 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 da. Do for your daughter then. Do for your daughter. How long you think you're gonna do that? Because you couldn't even pay the whole rent a year after she was born. So I'm just being realistic. I'm not cutting his ass at that moment. I'm just being honest and realistic because I didn't even see that as a problem. I didn't see that coming. And it's hard to pack everything and you're breastfeeding, you have a little baby and you got to go up and down stairs and then everything in the living room is all packed. You can't even sit on the fucking couch and you have to move. So it was not easy. I don't know why he had me going through that. And it was literally after we met his fucking daughter, which annoys me every single day because I don't want her around my child. If that's how it's gonna be, maybe she felt the way he don't want to tell me. She felt the way after she met me because I'm not no old bitch, and she probably thought if I was some old bitch she could get away with whatever. No. So somewhere down that lane. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't want her around my daughter. I don't even trust her. I don't like her vibe that hard. And it's cool. No problem. Because I don't think she likes me neither. So it's like, whatever. But literally after we met her, he was lying about rent. He wasn't paying the rent. Then it became work was slow. Work was slow since September. Winter is damn near November. November, December, work was slow. He wasn't paying the rent, or he was paying the rent, but then he ain't getting no receipt yet. A whole bunch of stuff. I think I made videos about that. And I started having court again. So, it's crazy how I have court in January and I'm moving to a different place in February when I have court again in March. I can't keep switching my address to court. They keep sending documents, and then I'm gonna have documents all over the fucking Baltimore. It doesn't make no fucking sense. He doesn't give a fuck. And so, for someone who's not even married to me yet and is already thinking like he's a fucking stepdaddy, you're unfair, and you're not about to do that to my kids, you know? And so, um, the funny thing, before we even left that unit, I called the court to find out, what's how much the sheriff charging if I want to go after my custody for my daughter. They said $60. Now in the Bronx, to serve anyone, it was $52. They changed it to I think $69, literally around the same time. Because by the holidays, I needed my kid's father to get served, and they ended up not serving him. It was too late. They was backed up. Then they sent me the check and the documents, and when I sent it back, literally the next day, they never got it. Blah blah blah. But my mother is also on the other end, and she let me know, they changed the price. Oh really? How convenient. They changed the price. So now it's not they never received the money. Oh, I didn't send enough. Instead of telling me that over the phone, they want to joke about it. So annoyed, so annoyed. And so he thinks it's joyful saying, "Go back to your mother. Go back to where I picked you up from. You didn't pick me up. Don't even lie to yourself. You didn't pick me up. I came to you. I met you. You didn't do shit. You was getting cold feet because you pussy. And I came to you with my last. I came to you, and anything that I've spent on myself and my child is thanks to school. Okay, I'm not his fucking prostitute. He wouldn't pay me enough. Okay. As far as but when it's like married people looking in, I might get called that. And that's hurtful to know. That's uncomfortable to know that you as a wife feel like that. You and your mans can say I'm his prostitute or this and that, or I act like a prostitute or whatever, whatever. What? So he could rush and get me a ring? You already violated. Why would I want a ring from him? Why would I want to marry him with that mentality? You want to look at me as a fucking prostitute? Keep my hair up to date. Keep my nails up to date. You know, my body would hurt if that's what I am, right? Make sure the massages is coming in. Make sure I'm eating and drinking what I need to be eating and drinking. Don't just put a name and label on me like you got it like that. Don't do that. Um, What else? One minute he wanna marry me on my daughter's birthday, which is in July, literally right around the fucking corner, literally next month. I just started classes last week? My last class, my last semester, you know. All he likes to do is attack, attack, attack if I'm not on the computer or on the phone studying or some shit. And it's like, he already lied about the books for this class. I'm gonna get you your books then. I'm gonna get you your books. I'm gonna help you with your books for Saturday. I got you on Saturday. Today's fucking Monday. Um, and so I asked him, when he already said, I got you with the rent. I'm like, can you get that in writing? Can you get that notarized through your bank? Can you we can't just be agreeing on shit and then you switch the agreement and you think I'm gonna be okay with that. That's not how I operate at all. But what else? So much shit. It's so much shit that it's like it's different. It's very, very different. And I don't know. I don't know. Should I move to the studio? Should I continue co-living with him and hold it down, or what? Because apart from all the dumb shit we go through, he is a good father. He is a good best friend. He is a good lover. But it's so temporary. Saturday we could be good. By Sunday, this nigga's moody, grumpy. He got an attitude because he got to go to work on Monday. That's not how I want. Like when I get old, that's not the attitude that I want. And then that's not even the attitude I want indoors. Like, so you're not gonna go to work because you retired, but you want to be in the crib, mopey, uh, grumpy, upset, acting like someone did something to you. No, no, no. I'm no longer smoking. So I sometimes consume a beer or two, and I'm not doing no heavy liquor. You know, I've toned it down a whole lot, and only because I would hate for any buzz killers to kill my vibe. Literally, that's why. So I just can't believe him. I can't believe him at all. Hopefully, whatever we decide by this weekend, hopefully it betters us. And then on top of that, I don't even know if I'm pregnant again. I don't know if I'm pregnant again. This month, well, last month, towards the end of that month, I was supposed to get another depot shot. I didn't get my depot shot. I told my nurse, you know, I think I want another baby. But meanwhile, this is because I'm thinking I'm gonna get the unit I was approved for. So I'm all the way happy, excited, and I'm like, you know, we kind of made up and stuff like that. And I let him know, you know, what should I do? Should I go re-up on my depot, or do you want to have more kids? What's going on? And because I figure if I want to have more kids, I might start working on them before I'm 35. I'm 33. So, you know, I might want to, you know, because I like being a stay-at-home mom. I like working too. When I have a schedule, I like working my schedule, but I know myself. I get tired. You know, my anemia has gotten better. Huh? ¿Qué pasó? Hmm? Um, my anemia has gotten better, so it's not all that fatigue I used to feel. It's gotten better. So, but I like working on my own pace, on my own time. I don't like rushing to catch the bus, rushing to get to the train station. I don't like that. If that's what I have to do, that's what I'll do. But I don't like doing that. I don't. And coming from where I was coming from, it's like the best feeling to do it because it's like I need to go outside. I need to catch some air. I need a different vibe. I need a different environment. I need, you know, it's that mentality. But it's not how I want to. No, it's totally different than high school because high school, I could text my friend, what time you leaving? Oh, let's meet up, blah, 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 blah. It's not like that no more. Niggas ain't trying to even pick you up, even if they got a ride. So it's like, no, thank you. So I gotta, you know, I gotta wake up early. I gotta get myself together. I like being in my bed. Who doesn't know that? I love being in bed all day if I want to, all day if I have to. You know, I get bad cramps when I'm on my period. I get my period drags weeks and ugh. It's gotten better though in my 30s, late 20s. It's gotten better. But and the good thing about my man is he claims he doesn't want me to work. He doesn't pressure me to work. But then one minute, get a job, get away from me, go back to where you came from, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, whatever. So this move will prove at I've seen what the fuck do you want? Because I'm not. I think once the kid transfers into toddler age, baby daddies change. They change. Like, and he got a lot of nerve. He hasn't changed not one fucking diaper. Not one diaper. He barely put her to sleep. I think when she was the newborn stage, yeah, you know, she'll fall asleep. She will fall asleep on his chest, little shit like that. But never have I seen this man put this child in her bed. Everything's been me. Now, thank God he's not so trifling. I need diapers, he'll give me for my diapers, my daughter's diapers. I need wipes, he'll make sure I get them wipes. You know, stuff like that. He never leaves me starving. All of that is beautiful. All of that is beautiful. But what else? What else? Because at the end of the day, we're not going to be together. I can go get help. I can get my food stamps. I can go get my rental assistance. I could go to work. But who's going to watch my child? My child's just not anybody. My child is my child. And because of dumb shit that happened to me, I don't want dumb shit happening to her. So I'm going to be very overprotective. And I need the city to know that. And I need him to stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. When we went to go view the house, I fell in love with the house because if I do go back to smoking, I have the right to do so if I want to. It has an area for a smoker. Great. Because if I don't want to bump into anybody I don't know, I don't want them asking me questions. I don't like small talk. I don't like none of that. I could be upstairs smoking my blunt or whatever upstairs. And it has a view. It has like a little section as if it was a balcony, but it's closed. And it's next to where I would have my daughter's room. And then the master bedroom, there's a bathroom. Then you got to go downstairs. There's the living room, the kitchen. The only thing is that it doesn't have an in-unit laundry. Where he was at, it had an in-unit laundry. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Acelera. Say bye. Now he's talking too much. Say bye. Yeah, see? So now you're trying to move me to a spot where it doesn't have in-unit laundry. I gotta go outside. I gotta go outside to wash my daughter's clothes. I don't even know who the fuck is outside. And he told me when I was pregnant, I'm gonna be your worst nightmare. I'm gonna be your worst nightmare. You're gonna hate me. Blah blah. And it's like, okay. But I gotta see what I'm working with before I go extra bitch mode. So that's the only difference. When I had my sons, everything was hot headed. Like I was so hot headed, I couldn't. Sometimes during arguments, I feel like crying because I couldn't think. This time it's like no. When I was pregnant, they told me I had high blood pressure. I gotta calm down. I gotta plan my move. I can't just ah. But he's the only one that can get me so upset, so upset. So I'm thinking if I was to have another baby, I need to get away from him. I cannot go through what I went through last year. Mm. But that's my little update. Um, I gotta read. I gotta get some books because the instructor's like, you will fail this course if you don't get the books, and I do not qualify for a book advance. I was able to contact the library from my school and have them send me like chapters of the books. Hopefully that helps. I can't afford to lose another class. Like I can't afford to fail another class. Classes in college is expensive. The university that I transferred to when I first moved to Baltimore took a refund. So one refund went to them, one refund went to child support. Now, they took a refund because they claim I owed the courses I was taking for spring 2024. And that course got me those courses got me so mad. It was two courses. It was algorithm and statistics, and both of them shits got me mad because I was taking them online and their system was fucked up. So I feel like they robbed me for mine. And I hate that school. Now, I hate it with a passion, but I feel like eventually I found out it was some shit with financial aid my school was playing. And at the end of the day, karma's a bitch. You hear me? Karma's a bitch. I wasn't gonna pay them, but eventually I forgot, oh shit, tax season coming around. They can always take a refund if they got it like that. And they do got it like that. So they ended up taking my refund. I tried to fight it, but I couldn't fight it. So God knows me very well. I feel like eventually God's gonna duplicate that shit my way, and God willing, that's how it goes. So I try to contact my kid's father, letting him know, just get this shit waived. Like I don't deserve child support. You know my kids are good. That's why I left them with you. And you know my parents love my kids, so you're gonna be good. Leave me alone on that, cause then I don't want forced interruptions on my shit. I got a daughter to raise. I use my bank account actively, and how you coming for me this way? And the only reason you put child support on me was because you know I found out your bitch had your baby. I didn't know you had a bitch. I didn't know your bitch was pregnant, and I didn't know you would ever do me like that. So then when I found out, before, like literally a month before I started school in September, August, I'm already getting paperwork for child support. Meanwhile, that same July previously of that year is when I found out this nigga had a baby. I don't know how old. Obviously, it was like a newborn. I don't know how old though at that time, but it was a small baby. So months prior, I was fucking with this nigga, and not once did this nigga say my bitch is pregnant. Oh, I got a bitch. My bitch is pregnant. Cause I'm thinking I'm your bitch, but oh no, you got your bitch, and your bitch is pregnant. So it's a lot. It's a lot, and that's why I had to leave New York. Cause I'm leaving out my crib. I done stopped smoking. I done stopped drinking. I'm trying to fix my life, no matter how ratchet that shit sounds. I'm trying to fix my life. I felt dumb. I felt dumb as fuck. And that's why I enrolled in school again. And I'm trying to finish it because I'm not trying to always start school and leave that shit hanging. School means something to me, you know. And so I just can't believe my people. I can't believe what I'm going through. I just can't. And so instead of dwelling on it for months and years, you know how that go, I need to be focused. I need to stay focused. My daughter's growing. And I need new. Like I need new, you know? He don't give me new all the time. He give me the same whack, 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 whack. And it's like, I don't like that. I like when it's new, 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 you know? New vibes, new aura, new everything. Because really, I feel like we need to be that argue couple. I gotta rethink my business plan. Not rethink, but I gotta tweak some shit. I gotta start doing my marketing and all types of shit. And right now it's just not funded. It's not funded properly. It's not funded properly because I'm overspending. I'm going over my budgets. I need to figure it out. So hopefully when we move, we get some better vibes, and hopefully everything, I gotta figure out what the court is gonna decide. If I'm gonna see my boys, that's gonna help me, help my vibe, help me emotionally so that I could be where I need to be. My daughter's about to be one. Hopefully my sons could be a part of that. Yet they haven't met. They haven't met. They haven't met. So I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. A lot. I expressed to this nigga, get that shit waived. I don't need that. I got a daughter and all of this. He gotta play. He don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, I think the people that I deal with forget that, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I can destroy you if I want to. So I just need to be sure that the way they coming for me is the way they need to be coming for me. That's all. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And I told my baby daddy, I told him, if you have me move back to New York, knowing I'm trying to better myself outside of New York, and I'm trying to not depend on New York and all of this. Like I already decided I was gonna live here in Baltimore, raise my daughter in Baltimore. She's from Baltimore. My son's is from New York. I'm from New York. But I need my sons to have access to me in Baltimore. So once that's settled, maybe I can go back to New York. But until then, like I don't need him tweaking my plans. I don't need him tweaking my plans at all. And I feel like that's what he's doing, and I don't understand why. I really don't. So I feel like I was gonna say something else and I forgot. Um, oh yeah, I was gonna say if he has me move back to New York, I don't ever want to deal with this nigga ever again. So I would still have to deal with court. I would still have to follow proper protocol to make sure my daughter's good. The things that he promises my daughter or in the name of my daughter that follows through. Um, I don't need no jealous parent mad at me over how I raise my sons or how I raise my daughter and don't know shit about me. That sounds like a personal problem. You deal with that your own damn self on your own damn time. Stop making kids, don't make any more, and you'll be all right.